My name is Oshifesolu Larry. I'm a mechanic. Welcome to Exxon F1, also known as from Lawan, Colum, Africa. Welcome to Marina Bay, Singapore, FP1 FP2 podcast. Yeah, a lot of things in Formula 1 these days are getting on people's nerves. Anyway, today we'll be talking about the FP1 FP2 and some shenanigans that happened in the past 24 hours. Let's start. One, like I told you in the last video, McLaren are coming up with a new livery. Also, the Williams team are also coming up with a new livery for the Singapore Grand Prix. I already know almost all the teams are bringing up this. But there's a team in F1 presently that is telling us they will not perform in Singapore. They will not perform. Is it that they will not, or they think they won't, or they are purposely not going to perform? Okay, and that team is Red Bull. They said their car will not perform well. This, that. Is a lie. They want to bobo us. They want to give us fake expectations. See, let me tell you that the fastest car, that car will perform. There is no way that car will not perform. They're baiting us. Certainly they are going to perform because they have the fastest car. Last year they said they won't perform and they won the race last year, even in the rain. Then if we start putting up this argument of the greatest, it just become a funny thing. And I think everybody should not get it wrong. People paved way for people. So trying to bring down the reputation of some drivers because of others, I think is wrong. Daniel Ricciardo is back, but he won't be driving yet. Liam Lawson will still be driving for him. And to drivers like Carlos Sainz that said Lewis Hamilton paved way for them, Gasly that said Lewis Hamilton paved way for them, Fernando Alonso paved way for them. They were watching them while they were young, looking at them like, yeah, they're going to be. That is respect. George Russell said that also. And Perez has come out to say he has accepted the apology of Marco. And I think he has to accept the apology. But one of the big stories is this. Toto Wolff said in his comment that if FIA are saying some people have been cheating and they are not holding them responsible, but those people they feel they are cheating are now like 5/10 down on everybody. Ferrari was caught in Azerbaijan. They were cautioned. I think Red Bull too used the same flexi wing in Azerbaijan. They were caught. But they were not cautioned. Ferrari was cautioned, but now they've said they should stop it. And now there's a 5/10 drop in Red Bull speed against others. Toto Wolff is saying, what is FIA doing? Why are they inconsistent? FIA said everybody using flexi wing should stop. So I think they've stopped now. Let's see what happens. This is the third race at the break. So let's see what happens. If they are really 5/10 down, we don't even need to go and check data. It will show directly in the race. Ferrari. Let me say this. I don't know what Ferrari is doing all this. Ferrari just came out and they said, oh, now they are understanding their car better, the way it's performing. I said it in the Dutch Grand Prix that I've noticed any sprint race of the season, Ferrari, they've done better in sprint races, which means they just get the car set up for FP1 and they leave it that same way and the car performs. But when they keep setting up the car for FP1, they set it up for FP2, FP3, they will destroy the whole setting and they won't have performance. So why are they saying they're just getting... In Baku, Azerbaijan, these guys performed better. They did well. In Britain, they did well. In the Dutch Grand Prix, they did well. These were all sprint races. So why are you just learning that? Ferrari. And now they're saying they're learning more about their tire issues and whatever. It took Ferrari 6 months to understand their own problem. Now, let's move to FP1. So, to FP1. Number one, a lot of people are saying my comments are biased, and some people are saying maybe I don't like Max Verstappen. I've said it and I've said it over and over again. He is a great driver. Every driver on track presently are great drivers, because for them to be in that sport or in a car, it means they've really given their time, their all, and they are great drivers. They are wonderful drivers. Though we have some that are not up to par, while we have some that are driving excellently. And if a team is biased, or if FIA F1 is biased, I will tell you, a lot of teams sacrifice teammates, sacrifice cars, sacrifice a lot of things for others. Look at Crashgate, look at Abu Dhabi. I'm not saying, yo, Louis. No, these guys are great drivers. But let us watch the beauty of the sport, not making sacrifices because you wish somebody is winning. That being said, let us move forward. FP1, FP1. A lot of teams brought up great, but FP1 is not a reflection of what will happen in the weekend. Some teams will really punch in times to reflect what they want to do, while some teams will just do some things as in set up changes, 4 runs, up and down, check tires, check a lot of things, but it's not the reflection. But we can see that the McLaren, the upgrade they brought, is really performing. Ferrari's upgrade is working well. The Red Bull upgrade is also working well. They brought upgrades to their floor. The Aston Martin, we've not seen their upgrade working well. Maybe they are doing different test runs and something like that. The Mercedes, they did a lot of test runs on high fuel, low fuel runs, different tire setups, the hard tires and the soft tires, and the FP2 will determine that. But sincerely, the McLaren worked well. The Alpha Tauri also worked well. The Alfa Romeo, the FP1, they were not so up there and up and doing. But well, let's see what FP2 brings for them. But the FP1 was filled with lizard jumping up and down, and it brought about 3 or 4 yellow flags. Now in FP1, Sergio Perez did 22 laps. He was 7th. Fernando Alonso, 28 laps, it was 8th. Yuki Tsunoda, 25 laps, it was 9th. While Esteban Ocon, 24 laps, it was 10th. Lewis Hamilton did 21 laps, came 5th. George Russell, 25 laps, 6th. Lando Norris, 24 laps, 4th. Max Verstappen, 22 laps, 3rd. Carlos Sainz, 24 laps, 2nd. Charles Leclerc, 25 laps, 1st in the. One of the teams that brought a better upgrade is theirs. They didn't bring upgrades on the car, but they brought upgrade to their pit wall, that's to their paddock, and they've made their pit wall smaller. They were 4 before at the beginning of the season. They had the smallest pit wall, but now it's now 3. Ferraris really came to show their strength because they said they've been getting their car. They need to look at the way they have been setting up their car in FP1 to get what they will do all through the weekend, because it has helped them in sprint races. So I think in FP1 now, they were putting out time, making sure they were competitive and see what they can really get to push them through the weekend. So the Ferraris have the fastest time on the timesheet in FP1, with Charles Leclerc clocking a very good time, Carlos Sainz coming second in FP1, Verstappen third in FP1, Lando Norris fourth, Lewis Hamilton and the rest, and with Charles Leclerc acing all the sectors, they are really getting their setup. I think it's only the tire they need to work on now. They can get this setup better. FP2 make some little adjustment. FP3 qualifying, they go for it, they will be so competitive. From FP2 I'll be able to tell you who qualifies best. From FP3 I'll be able to tell you who wins the race. FP2, the Ferraris switched roles. They did 1 minute 32 seconds and a tenth, and Charles Leclerc was 1,000 behind his teammate, while Russell was 2/10 behind the Ferrari. The Aston Martin did a good job with Alonso. Alonso has been wonderful this season, and he did about 4/10 behind the Ferrari, while Hamilton did about 5/10 behind the Ferrari in 5th. Norris 6th, about 6/10 behind the Ferrari. Perez was about 7/10 in 7th. Verstappen was 8/10 in 8th behind the Ferrari. Now, there were no lizards to boggle them or to disturb them during the FP2, but the reflection of this time is showing what they will be doing in qualifying. Their high time set will be for qualifying, while their low times being set will be for the race. The Ferrari are showing decent pace, and from what we are looking at, it looks as if the Ferrari are going for the pole position, and it looks certainly like the Red Bulls will not be in the top 5 because Alonso is fighting, George Russell is fighting, Lewis is fighting, Lando Norris is fighting, and the pace of the Red Bull is not really showing consistency. I know the Red Bull team will work overnight to get over this problem, to see what is really going on. So everybody is not going to sleep over it, including Ferrari. They are going to look for more pace because they are going into lower 1 minute 30s in qualifying tomorrow. So it's going to be a dynamic qualifying and a dynamic race in which we are looking at Ferrari on pole position. Which of the Ferrari? I believe Charles Leclerc will be on pole position. Carlos Sainz has been driving in the recent races. He's been so on point. He's been consistent. But I think I'm seeing Charles Leclerc on pole, Carlos Sainz second, Ferrari front row lockout, except something happened. It's going to be a very, very close battle for top 5 visually between the Ferrari, Aston Martin, Mercedes, McLaren, and the Red Bull. But the Red Bull are not showing pace at all. Other drivers came out to show how wonderful they also can be. Alex Albon could not finish, could not really do a lot of runs because he had engine issues. So after like 15 minutes, he was back in the garage, out of his car for his engine to be removed. Magnussen of Haas did a good job. The Haas always come up doing good jobs during the FP1, the FP2, the FP3 and qualifying, but in the race they've always lacked pace, and that is due to their tire, their rear end, and that is one of the problems the Red Bull are having on this circuit. Their rear end is not juggling with the front end. Bottas of the Alfa Romeo in 10th, Nico Hülkenberg 11th, Liam Lawson that has told us that he has been driving this track, as in that's the best track he loved driving on simulator. 11th, decent pace for the Alfa Tauri in 12th, Hülkenberg in 11th, Esteban Ocon in 13th, Lance Stroll in 14th, about a second away from his teammate in 4th. Lance Stroll, you have a lot of job to do. Oscar Piastri also about 8/10 away from his teammate in 4th, Oscar Piastri in 15th, Tsunoda in 16th, Zhou Guanyu in 17th, Pierre Gasly in 18th, Logan Sargent in 19th, and Alex Albon in 20th. He only had the simulation run on their tire, nothing on medium tire and soft tires, which others did. I'm pretty on the pace. I think the pace falls so much more in the hands of Aston Martin. Maybe they're on low fuel runs, but they have the pace, a better pace to cope with the race from the data we are seeing. So it's going to be a very close race, a very interesting one, because most of these street track always drag the grid so close. So let's see how that pans up, especially with the new iteration of the track in which the turn 16, 17, 18, 19 is being taken away. We have a new turn 16. So let's see how that pans out. So watch out for FP3 tomorrow and qualifying. We love you. Subscribe, like, share, comment. I love you. Bye. Chee.
Gibor gives you power. Gibor gives you control. Gibor gives you benefits. Are you an individual or business that uses fuel or gas? Use Gibor to find the best prices across all retail outlets in your city. For users and businesses that buy volumes, Gibor gives you access to credit. Gibor also gives you the ability to track your costs and monitor expenses per car or fleet. Need to improve your costs, enjoy incentives, or track expense? Gibor is the answer. Enjoy 5% discount on your first 5 purchases when you get your next fuel voucher from Gibor. Log on to www.gibor.co to enjoy this. Retail outlets wanted nationwide.
I have a new friend in the house. We are in Nigeria here, West Africa. He provides internet for us. They provide the best internet around the mainland, and I know they are still moving to the highland and they are moving all around Nigeria. But for you to get internet on the mainland, contact Fibrad Telecom Limited. They get you sorted out ASAP. The best cable internet on the mainland, fiber, I think they get sorted out. We talk much about them in the course of some of our videos, but contact them, they get sorted out. If you're a builder, if you're an art collector, if you have a showroom, Rated is the best place to get the artworks you need for your new buildings, for your art collections, for your showroom, for your exhibition. Rated Art have one of the best murals, mosaic works, and different art patterns in Nigeria presently. And is somebody that you can communicate with, talks to you, you tell him what you want, and he will bring the reality out for you. Contact Rated Art. His number is right up here, and you can also go on social media links that are pasted right up here to check out some of his works. Thank you. Teams Gadget. Teams Gadget is for those of you that cannot easily go to the market to get your phones, your laptops, your accessories. Just place a call through. His phone number is there. It gets you the best. It's your shop plug to get you the best phones, accessories, laptops, games, and other accessories for your computer gaming experience. Contact Teams Gadget and you get them for you.